Forrest Gump, a film that can capture our attention as much today as its release over 20 years ago, is worthy of a special place in our culture. The drama follows Forrest in his extraordinary life, a life that resonates with positive responses to hardship and brushes with historical figures along the way. So thinking about it, we all have our own versions of Forrest Gump. This is a short chapter in mine. I grew up in the 1950s, a baby boomer, with parents who were a part of the greatest generation. It was a time when Nevada hosted 100 atmospheric nuclear tests. I remember listening to a radio report during a mid-1950s Tahoe vacation announcing the detonation of a nuclear device several hundred miles southeast of Lake Tahoe. The Kennedy era was significant for our Catholic family and home. Our beloved housekeeper Elizabeth, a longtime member of the NAACP, kept a picture of JFK in her room. I won't forget the shock that our 8th grade class felt when the principal announced over a loudspeaker that our president was dead. In February 1964, the Beatles appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show. Our generation had new heroes. Our hair grew longer for a time, distance from our parents widened. By 1966, our local newspapers were chronicling our California boys killed in action. By war's end, over 5,500 California soldiers would lose their lives in the Vietnam War. The 1960s were also a hot time for cars. I first drove a 1965 green Mustang, and later a 1966 Shelby GT350. And Shelby went to college with me in the spring of 1968. It was an eventful spring. Lyndon Johnson announced at the end of May that he would not run for president again. 4 days later, Martin Luther King was assassinated, and just 2 months after that, Robert Kennedy was killed in Los Angeles. The world really seemed upside down. A few months after Robert Kennedy was put to rest, I flew to Texas in a World War II era transport plane for Air Force basic training. A few weeks later, Chicago erupted in riots during the Democratic Convention. The riots seemed a long way from a basic training airman sweltering in the August Texas heat. 1969 is a year forever in my heart. Just 19, I met Lisa, who would in a few more years become my spouse. During Thanksgiving of 1971, I traveled to Vienna as Sac State Student Body President to present both the Soviet Union and the United States with a petition supporting the then ongoing strategic arms limitation talks. A year later, I escorted Buckminster Fuller, one of the 20th century's great inventors and visionaries, around the various media interviews. He took an interest in me and shared insights that I've applied in the many decades from that one-day meeting. Our lives go on, and I'm sure you have your own Forrest Gump moments you can remember. The next parts of my story will have to wait another day. Thank you.